Hi, this is Jane Johnson, founder of the Ecclesia Framework and the Heavenly Realms Facebook group. I want to talk to you today about another stumbling block. Removing the stumbling blocks is one of our main mountains for Ecclesia Framework, and we're seeing that it's a huge journey of overcoming and knowing and being aware of those stumbling blocks. A bit like the Pilgrim's Progress movie, we need to be aware of all the things that will come up across our path so that we can resist and move forward. And one of the ones we've seen very recently in heaven is around the issue of being a lord on your own mountain and making that transition to being a king over mountains to do with the world. And what we're seeing is that many are finding it hard to move to that kingly mountain, and we're seeing a lie really that is there, that to move on, you have to have all your personal mountains, all your personal life in really good shape, and hardly any problems, and then you're ready to be a king. And in reality, what the truth is we're seeing is that it's around being able to know how to rule on those mountains and reinforce verdicts, which is an ongoing process to grow your spirit man and to help you understand how ruling and reinforcing is such a major part of life. It's not just a quick court case, it's dealt with and that's enough. That's how a king rules. He has to reinforce legislation, and that's where he gets his authority from. So as we learn to rule and reinforce verdicts daily as issues crop up, we don't have to keep going back into the court of accusation, going over the same agreement with the accuser. We can learn to rule. But when we're doing that as a daily activity, that's when we can begin to move to looking to what our kingly mountains are. So we're actually really giving back to society. We're taking responsibility, and we're not just living and going into heaven for ourselves to sort out our own lives. Because the huge principle around you reap what you sow. If you give out, you will reap so much more personally, and also you will be equipped to help others and be a greater part of the ecclesia. If it's internal, if it's how can the courts fix my problem, how can heaven fix my problem, that is not the culture of heaven. And that is why if you go in for anything, because you have such immense authority as a son of God, you can actually go in and do some work for anyone with those problems, as well as dealing with yourself. And then you have the wonderful fruit of dealing with major issues for society at the same time, and not just being an insular Christian trying to fix their own lives. And so we'd just like to encourage you to ask for wisdom around whether you're ready to be a king. If you started to have some coronations, crowns being given you, mantles, scepters, if you are really ready to want to give back to society, then don't hesitate to begin to find out your kingly mountains. And getting into encounters can really help you understand how those sorts of kingly ruling can happen, as you'll just learn so much quicker from others than you will trying to learn academically some principles. Most people who are really not good seers, once they've been in a few encounters, really begin to see quite well, because most of it is just about confidence in and faith in knowing what you've seen is actually valid and of heaven. And that comes really from stepping out with others. And we are always meant to work as a body. We're never meant to work alone. And that's why we get so much more results from going in with others. And then we can begin to move to consider being on a bench, which again is a heavenly blueprint. And we are far more effective if we work in government or benches with others than if we just seek casual encounters or just going in alone, fearful that we're doing it all wrong or we can't hear. That's when the confidence grows, when we begin to work with others and speak out. So we have got many pages that you can see summaries of a lot of our stumbling blocks and material. If they just summarize key points, and they're at ecclesiaframework.com, or we have quite a few audios or community messenger chat groups you can join. So I'll see you shortly on another podcast where I'll try and talk about another stumbling block that we're seeing people encountering. Thank you. Bye.